I welcome you. I'm Viveka Roy Chaudhary, editor of Express Pharma and Express Healthcare. We are the B2B division of Indian Express Group. And I'm quite sure that everybody in this room is very familiar with Express Pharma. It's a 25-year-old brand dedicated to to the pharmaceutical industry. We are now in print, online, and events as well. And over the last 3 years, 2 years of the pandemic, and 1 year after things opened up, we've been running these series of events, webinars, and then roundtable discussions in partnership with SAP to drive home the agenda that digitization needs to be done and needs to be taken to the next level in the pharmaceutical industry, in the life science industry, in hospitals as well. So today's event is the next step in that journey. So far, we've been doing it, as I said, in webinars and closed-door roundtables. Today is the first time that we are opening it up to beyond panel discussions and roundtables to the larger industry. Of course, we will be taking, insights from today's panel discussions and the keynote address as a report in Express Pharma, online as well as in print. I'd like to just tell all our panelists that we'll also be circulating this, for a wider audience. There will be LinkedIn posts, etc., and we welcome audience interaction as well. So I don't want to take anybody's time. And with that, I'd like to call on Mr. Sudarshan Jain, who's Secretary General of the IPA, the Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance, to give us his keynote address. And I'm quite sure that IPA, Mr. Jain is a well-known figure. He doesn't need any introduction. I often say that he and IPA are the bridge between industry and policy makers. So we hang on to every word of his. And I don't think that we could have any better partner in this digitization journey. Mr. Jain, the stage is yours.
A very good afternoon and a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you very much, Viveka, Express Pharma, and also Sulaksha, who have been the partners and drivers of this event. And I would like to thank Viveka. She has been very passionate about the event, and there have been a number of webinars, number of symposiums which SAP and Express have been doing. So thank you very much, Viveka and Sulaksha. I'll also like to thank Viveka was saying to me that I should come for this event. So first I said very difficult because we have got a very big meeting tomorrow. But then Viveka said that it will make difference. So I said yes, then I will come, and it is always a learning opportunity for me. Right? So not only share our perspective, but also I learn a lot from every interaction. So what I'd like to do in next 15 minutes is cover 3 areas. One is the COVID and learning from there and how it has helped for digitalization journey, and what are the learnings which we should build on to take the agenda forward. That's first point. Second point, I will provide a theoretical framework which has been developed by McKinsey recently, that how do you introduce digitalization and scale it up in the organization. It is the recent study after COVID, so they developed a framework, rewiring the organization. That's the title of the article, big article, comprehensive study, although generic, but has got a lot of relevance. And the third area is I will discuss 2 case studies, one from manufacturing and one from sales and distribution organization, what IPA has been doing. Because for us, digitalization is one of the major agenda. And I can see some of my colleagues here, Srinivasan here, and many of our company members, they are there. So we will share some of the thoughts processes there. They are at the beginning, but a lot of learning going by. We have gone through the most unprecedented crisis. 760 million people got affected, and there will not be any family which has not been affected by COVID. When it started, we didn't know how we'll face it because India is the pharmacy of the world. We supply every third tablet in US, every fourth tablet in Europe. And on 25th March, when some of the senior leaders of IPA, they decided to meet every day, 10 to 10:30, how do we make the supplies to medicines around the world? That was the obligation of the pharma leaders. I've never seen that kind of commitment. Every day, 10 to 10:30, without fail. They found time, and that was the beginning of a journey. And if I look back, 25th March, 3 years back, I didn't know what will happen, but today we can look at satisfaction. That was a situation. I have been part of many of the digital interventions, SOPs, right from 1992, with work with Accenture, McKinsey, all the consultants of the world. And we used to talk of SOP, we used to talk of operating plan. We used to say to the sales team, the forecasting accuracy has to be there. And if the forecasting accuracy is not there, then we will jump after that sales guy. What the hell, you don't know your market. And here you land up in a situation where there is uncertainty both on demand side and the supply side. Demand side, you never know which part of the country COVID develops, which part of the world COVID happens, what demand goes up. And supply side, you are not sure of the raw material coming from China. And also your employees, where COVID gets stuck up. I remember Jubilant plant in Bangalore, it got one COVID patient and the plant was closed for 1 month time. And you don't know how will it happen. And then in every meeting with WHO, government, you are asked to give guarantee that whether the medicines will be supplied from India. But the great thing was the confidence of the CEOs, leadership team. I've never seen this kind of coordination between the government, industry, academic institution to take the journey forward. So real issue, demand and supply uncertainty. Vaccines, we didn't know the solution in March. But two big learnings that despite everything, we were able to supply the products. So digitalization took place at a tremendous pace. The silos which were there between marketing, sales, supply chain, finance, that 100% accuracy. The overall purpose was we have to make the medicines available to the patient. So when the purpose becomes larger, digitalization, everything starts happening. So first learning, purpose is important. Second learning is collaboration is important, because if the purpose is not there and the collaboration is not there, whatever you may think of, nothing happens, right? So the fundamental two big lessons, silos have to be broken down. Because from a patient point of view, he is buying from an A organization, right? He is not buying from a particular department. So he wants his product when he needs it, right? So how do you make sure that you break those silos and you start working as a company A, B, C, Sun, Lupin, Zydus, Vocard, right? Instead of Sun marketing department, Sun supply chain department, because the moment we start doing that, the whole thing falls flat. So that was one of the big learning. How could I imagine that supply chain people of all the companies, many of them, they are there. We used to have call every day where they used to give the production figure happening in different departments. I used to get 87 locations production figure every day and used to give to the government. So sharing of the data, sharing of the information. If the safety of one employee is not there, we came out with the guidelines. CIPLA and some of the companies developed that we will create a guideline, submit it to the government, and decided that if one person happens, it is not that you close the plant. That way, everything will get closed, right? So working in collaboration becomes a very, very important thing. So digitalization, what happened in the first 6 months of COVID, perhaps would not have taken place in the next 6 years. So acceleration of the whole event, which was very important. So second, so one learning is collaboration and purpose. Second big thing which happened is the vaccine development. Who could have imagined that the vaccine can be developed in 9 to 12 months' time? Pfizer did it globally, but we developed our vaccine, right? 1.2 billion people have been vaccinated. Over 200 crores vaccination has taken place. And the COVID app, whatever we may talk, is a public health good. That's the second concept which we are talking in digitalization, and National Digital Health Mission is doing a lot of work in that, where they are talking of electronic record forms, hospitals, and all those things, national manufacturers. Lot will happen in next 5 years. So COVID app, you come out from the center, you get your certificate. You go to a public, like I had not visited government hospitals in my life, and I thought that let me take vaccination at a Bandra, BKC, and the kind of facilities which they have created, courtesy, there is no shortage of medicine, vaccine, injectable, and putting it together, which shows digitalization at a peak, making sure that things happen. There were systems which were there, communication was taking place. So, internal collaboration for SOP, development of a product, clinical trials taking place, product development taking place, and the product comes out. Third is in delivery of healthcare. Oximeters reached every house, telehealth. Big achievement. So telemedicine, who could have imagined that so many patients can be treated because you don't have to go to a doctor's place. I'm a sales marketing guy, so I used to imagine that if it would have happened when oximeter was not there and telemedicine is not there, how could the patient be treated? Number of patients, because we were trying to do an experiment, which is a case study at Harvard Business School with Pharma Healthcare when I was there. Nitin Noria. There, they didn't allow the telemedicine at that time. I'm talking of 2003, 2004, because doctor prescription, unless it is seen, how do you honor the doctor prescription? But all these things changed with COVID coming in. So whether it is product development, whether it is vaccinations, or whether it is internal collaboration of supply chain, or whether it is delivery of the medicines and the system, lot took place. So we came out, now this learning should be not lost. One of the things which we have been saying, I am Ahmedabad, there's a guy who does a lot of work on pandemics, and they say that you lose the learnings of pandemics very fast, where you don't lose war history learning very fast. So we did one case study with IIM Ahmedabad, recording all this learning. This is part of IIM Ahmedabad case study, which has been by Arvind Sai, where he talks of digitalization as a major emphasis. Now coming to the second part, digital transformation, and how do you maximize digital transformation? First is, these are common sense, but common sense is the most uncommon thing in the world. I see the level of digitalization now and the implementation. It has been at different levels in different companies. So first is, unless there is alignment on value, and it is a business-driven digital roadmap, nothing will happen, right? At some place, it will fall flat. It may begin at the top, but there are, in my career of 45 years, there are interventions after interventions, unless there is a business focus. And we need to spend a lot of time to drive business-focused-led intervention. Unless that happens, spend time on that. What is the problem we are trying to solve? Second is building delivery capabilities in the organization. If there is, you may have the big vision, but unless the talent is there, and digital talent is in big shortage, it becomes very important. So delivery capabilities, talent becomes important, operating model becomes important, technology architecture becomes important, and availability of data, because no one wants to share the data. Everyone wants to hold the data. So how do you build that data capability and data transference? Because people like to be opaque. People like that transparency should not be there. I will talk about another case study which is people want that my data should be my data. Information is power, right? But gone are the days And Microsoft is a classic example that how do you break hierarchy and get the data going in. So second is, all this is common sense, but it is most uncommon thing in the world. And third is the change management. Maybe we start with a pilot, but scale it up very fast. Two case studies. One is IPA Quality Forum. We have been working on this for last 8 years. Every year, we get the best experts in the world and spread the best practices. Two companies, they have got Project Digital Lighthouse. I was there at Hyderabad yesterday to see that. 132 plants in the world, they have been called a digital lighthouse. 19 plants in the pharma field, 2 plants in India, Cipla and Dr. Reddy's, right? Great transformation. It was inspiring to see the plant of Dr. Reddy's at Hyderabad yesterday. They started working on data management 12 years ago, accelerated in last 3 years after COVID. Single point was we operate in a regulatory industry. If we minimize the touch, the chances of mishaps will be relatively less. So everything is automated. They have been working on this 13 years, I said. They have got a DNA business translator who translates the business issue into a digital problem. And the person enters the factory. He doesn't have to go, and there is no discussion where he will be scheduled, what will he do. First is, right at the moment, he's told that he has to work on machine 20, right? He has to work on injectable. This room he has to go. No wastage of time, right? Yields have improved tremendously. Online changes can be done because all the data is recorded. So there is no postmortem which is done next day. What happened? What are the problems? So on the job, the things are taking place. And they are proud to call this as factory for the future, right? Still, the moment they have got the data now, the possibilities of increase in productivity, because let's not forget that in our industry, there is a price erosion which is taking place globally, right? Healthcare cost is getting minimized, 5 to 7%, 10% price erosion. So unless we improve the productivity in a very efficient way without compromising on the quality, so it gives the advantage of zero tolerance on the quality and also productivity. So great example. One is factory for the future, digital factory, digital lighthouse. Second is where Srinivasan is also involved, Pharma. We are trying to do, at the moment when the product gets out of the factory, we don't know what happens to that product, right? Everyone has got a different batch number. Everyone has got a different code. So my factory has got different code. My distributors has got different code. My retailer has got different code. And I don't know. I may put whatever symbol I want to put, QR code, but unless there is a standardization, we will never know where the stocks are lying. It's a big challenge, big discussion. It can be done, not done, big area. I was talking to some of the guys in Unilever. They have got their app. 30% of the sales take place through the app, retailer directly sending to the company. And the kind of data which comes, implication on better customer insights, better forecasting, better productivity of the sales team. You can direct and channelize your marketing efforts. So the big change, the only thing is someone has to be committed to make it happen. It does not happen in 3 months' time, 6 months' time. It happens, there will be mistakes, but there is no choice for a company but to adopt digital strategy. So digital, I will not, because the best thing will be perhaps for this meeting will be if Viveka, everyone talks about the best practices, how they implemented it, what are the learnings, and if we are not able to implement it, what are the blockages and how do we move forward. So a great Shikhar is a great example from levers, a lot to learn from there. Digital House is a great example from Sipla and Dr. Reddy's, and everyone. I know most of them. I just quoted the example because I've been part of many of the discussion. Tremendous work which has been done by every one of you. And I would like to congratulate that this can be a platform for discussion of the best ideas and take the advantage forward, focused on patient, because what we stand here, all of us, is for patient, because that's the purpose of our existence. Thank you very much once again, Viveka. Thank you, Ghosh and SAP, and all the very best to you. Thank you for the great discussion.
Thank you, Dr. Jain. Your insights have set the tone for the discussions that will follow. Next, we'll have Ms. Sudakshana Ghosh from SAP India, Mr. Rohit Sinha from AWS, and Mr. Sanjeev Joshi from PwC. They'll give their insights on a vital topic, digital transformation, and imperative for the life sciences industry. Please welcome Ms. Ghosh, Mr. Sinha, and Mr. Joshi.
Thank you to the Express Pharma team, and many thanks to Dr. Sudarshan Jain for setting the context. I think the examples that he provided are indeed the areas of digital transformation that we are also seeing as partners to most of India's pharma and life sciences customers, and globally as well. But first I wanted to start with Rohit, for him to share his insights, and then, we'll
Thank you, Ms. Ghosh. Good evening and welcome to all of you here. I am Rohit Sinha. I'm from AWS, and I have a team here with me. If the team AWS can stand up, that will be good. I'm not a very industry expert, but I'll leave the thunder to the likes of SAP, the likes of PwC. We provide the perfect platform, and it is a platform of innovation. So, to all the insights given by Dr. Jain and what has happened in the last 2 years, I think this platform with the power of 3 will give you a lot of insights on where you can be, where you want to be, and how can you get there. So with this, I give it back to Sanjeev.
Hello, my name is Sanjeev Joshi. I'm a partner with PwC, and I'm part of the consulting practice. I heard Mr. Jain, and probably whatever he mentioned, those were the actual facts. And what I'm seeing over the last 5-10 years is that the digital journey, and particularly post-pandemic, it has got accelerated. When we talk about digitization, it is not only single faceted. What I find is basically there are multiple facets. So there is basically a customer ecosystem, there is a vendor ecosystem, and then there is basically your operations ecosystem. And why we are coming together is basically PwC, AWS, and SAP. SAP having basically capable products for each of these ecosystem. AWS is the engine which is driving the cloud journey. And PwC, of course, has been basically the partner, particularly for the pharma and life sciences industry. And one point, like Mr. Jain mentioned, is about the lighthouse certification. What I'm finding is that most of the organizations are now reaching out in order to identify how they can move towards that journey. That is probably the ultimate aim. I think only few have achieved over the years. So having a digital strategy, having a right roadmap, what to achieve, and having the right products and the implementation partner is the key to the success. So I just wanted to set this context because probably there are panelists who will express their opinion, and there are industry champions also over here. So these were a few opinions which I just wanted to express. Thank you.
Yeah, that's why I'll use this. So thanks, Rohit and Sanjeev. And yes, just to echo the great summary that Sanjeev mentioned, is that of course SAP provides the products that are developed based on our experience with our customers, and which are codified in the form of industry best practices. And of course, AWS provides great infrastructure and complementary technology that helps companies realize these business outcomes. And we have our partners, and great thought leaders in partners such as PwC who help our customers in actually working towards realizing the business outcomes, right? So that is that gives the context to the three of us on stage. A couple of pointers, from my side before we get into the panel discussion, where we will talk more about, what are the digital transformation trends that we are seeing. If I look at globally, there's a huge focus on not just coming up with medicines that address a specific disease, but looking at holistic patient outcomes, right? So that is driving a lot of the innovation that is happening in the industry globally. So focusing on patient health outcomes, that requires a huge amount of operational excellence across every stage of the value chain within organizations, whether it is manufacturing, building in compliance at every stage of the manufacturing operations, looking at traceability, looking at supply chain excellence, so that we are able to service markets better in an industry where we are seeing price erosion as a reality, right? And India, being a generics manufacturing leader globally, is as at the forefront of showing to the world that how manufacturing can be done at scale and at at highly cost optimum levels, and of course the overall being able to collaborate better with ecosystem partners. So if it is, collaborating better with vendors earlier within the drug development cycle, to come up with, better delivery mechanism, for example, or better production processes, for example, or coordinating with the logistics logistics service providers in the value chain, right? Through which we are able to, one, deliver better traceability, ensure that the cold chains are functioning at the most optimum levels, etc. So a network effect is also developing, and also Mr. Jain referred to this entire area of how do we really build in traceability across the value chain after the sale happens, right? So that also requires a huge network effect in terms of coordinating with various partners in the ecosystem. So these are some of the drivers of digitalization that we are seeing. A couple of newer areas that have come up but have now become integral to company strategy. So first is, of course, sustainability. And this is not just, from a ESG reporting perspective, but how do we build in our ability to measure carbon footprint across every step of the value chain, looking at scope 1, scope 2, and even scope 3 emissions, looking at data collection mechanisms, to looking at continual optimization of energy usage, water usage, managing hazardous waste, looking at manufacturing best practices, right? So how can we move from a very batch-oriented production process to gradually a continuous process, which is, which requires probably re-looking at the way we do production today, right? So that is another big area where where a lot of our customers are looking at technology to provide solutions. And the other big area is, of course, the re-emergence of artificial intelligence that we are seeing. So again, this from a SAP perspective is not new, and I'm sure our partners at AWS would also agree. However, the way in which now artificial intelligence is being embedded into business processes, right, to achieve specific outcomes is new, and it is being done at a massive scale, not remaining pilots, right? So we'll talk a little bit more about some of this in the panel discussion. So with that, I'd like to invite Viveka back on stage for inviting the panelists for the panel discussion, and we'll take it forward from there.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Sanjeev, and thanks, Rohit.
So Sudakshana, if you can stay on stage because you're part of the panel. Thank you so much. While the chairs are being put up, I'll just say a couple of words. Thank you, Mr. Jain, for that very inspiring commentary and your keynote address. Always very inspiring. And for the three experts who kind of set into context today's meeting. Panel discussion is about maximizing the value of digital transformation. We have three CIOs from three pharma companies. And interestingly, one of the CIOs is, come into the pharma industry recently. So we're looking for insights from other sectors which the pharma industry can apply. So that's the chairs in place. So may I invite the panelists on stage for the first panel discussion. Mr. Lalit Kumar Singhal, who's CFO of Maximising Pharmaceuticals. Thank you, Mr. Singhal. Mr. Suresh Bhise, who's VP IT with JB Pharmaceuticals. Mr. Hemal Shah, who's head of IT at Aristo Pharma. And Mr. Dhaval Pandey. Mr. Dhaval Pandey, who's CIO at Piramal Enterprises. So 3 CIOs and 1 CFO, very interesting panel. And Sudakshina, of course, from the SAP team. So since this is a digitization panel discussion, I'd like to start with the CIOs and then we'll move to the CFO on the panel. And Mr. Bhise, if I could start with you. So JB Pharmaceuticals is at a very interesting stage of his journey. You all are going to complete a milestone next year. And I believe that you all have started your digitalization and you all have a few learnings, et cetera, et cetera. What are your focus areas in JB Pharmaceuticals per se and across the industry also?
I think the focus area continues to remain the automation and process optimization. This is the core or the heart of the every CIO or the IT. We would continue to build on this. We'll enhance this further. We have data now everywhere. You talk about all the functions, we have data. We are trying to integrate and use the analytics. That is the second area. And see what best we can do by using AI, ML and the capabilities. I hope by working on the data, there will be some good insights. Some good value creations would happen if we work on the data. Third, very important that in the pharma and the healthcare industries, they are continuously targeted. Hope we are doing far better at JB. So security and data privacy, which is the bill passed this week, I think we would, that would be our the third focus area. And in the pharma, what is happening is that today the lot of thrust is on the top line, improving the top lines and the bottom lines. I think for every industry it is the same case. So we have the omni-channel, the platforms. We are trying to reach internal and the external stakeholders. So there is a lot of data, and we will still continue to enhance this further. I mean, because the data is there, let's see what we and how we use it to see that how we can improve the, let's say, the efficiency of the capital or the operational efficiencies, or how it would help us in increasing the revenue. So these would be 3-4 focus areas. We don't have too many areas. I think we want to grow gradually on this, create a value, show the deliveries from the IT side to the business, and go closer to the business. I think this is what I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Bhise. Mr. Pandya, if I could move to you. In general, for the pharma industry, what have been the focus areas for digitization? Where have they in your experience, where have they got best ROI from right now?
Firstly, a very good evening to all of you, and thank you for this opportunity. Because of this concept of being in a regulatory industry, the non-core areas are always the ones that are the first targeted, where you want to look at how do you, and there again, there is not too much scope for revenue or cost control. So like I was saying that where more the focus is about how do you get better out of the investments already made. So it's more about targeting productivity to a good extent. And second is about targeting the systems of engagement. This is the stakeholders that you have in your ecosystem, internal as well as external. So these are the areas which tend where the adoption of digitization is much faster, and they tend to show a lot better results in the least amount of time. Because if you touch the core systems, then it will have to go through a cycle, firstly, of change. Second is then there has to be a lot of change management with regards to the people and processes also, which is required. And third is then that regulatory aspect kicks in, where you have to go through the validations and producing all the evidences, etc. And then You have to run it before you can actually establish that, yes, this is delivering a consistent benefit. So definitely the non-core areas, I would say all when I say non-core, it is basically all the support functions or all the supporting capabilities that you would have. So some bits of supply chain, finance, HR, IT, these tend to become the target for the intelligent automation of waste that is happening today. A lot of RPAs, you will see a lot of RPA deployment happening in these areas. So we, for example, as a firm, across the board, we would have done more than 100 processes on RPA as on date. And astonishingly, this is today giving us a measurable benefit of about 45 to 50 FTEs, which means that we technically automated work equivalent to 45 people working on a daily basis for an year. And it's not just the year, it's repeatable and sustainable. So definitely it will diminish with time as the processes mature, but then what will happen is that the technology will also mature to be able to catch up with the change in processes and the ecosystems.
Also kind of resonates with the discussion that I was having with Mr. Bhise just before, where he said that, you know, they have implemented it on for their sales force, and you'll have immediately started seeing results, and therefore your sales managers, etc., saw the results, and therefore they kind of wanted to use the system more. And that's what any IT digitization really wants, because it is painful. Change is painful. You know, digitalization is painful for the people going through it. But if you see the results, then you kind of want to be part of that process. Moving to our third CIO, and he has an interesting, role on this panel, because Mr. Hemal Shah has recently joined as head of IT at Aristo, and he comes to Pharma from an industry of airports, Adani. So what are the learnings that that other sectors offer for the pharma industry? Because pharma has been a kind of laggard when it comes to digitization. But the good point of being a laggard is you don't have legacy systems, you know. So you start off on a fresh slate, and then you can leapfrog all the mistakes of other sectors. So do you see that happening, and your views, please?
Surely. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity again, being a part of the panel and thought process on the pharma industry. So probably automation is something which we are all looking towards to, and we have already absorbed digitalization in the ecosystem. COVID has made our kids and all of us part of the digital journey, and we are yet to take the advantage of the same as an industry. We have seen this in the very fast pace, which we had seen at Adani Group also in my past organization, where we had leap bound from 2018 when I joined them, and to 2022, what we went like throughout the automation, through the industry and everything. Probably you don't have any opportunity if you are not automating or you are not learning or adapting. And it's the continuous change in the process and the change management, which has to be absorbed by all of us, probably in totality, because the government has learned from the demonetization, what happened in the past, and then the growth journey which we have seen here, probably the economy, the scale of economy, what we are growing as a country, and probably pharma, we have seen the overall journey. When it was COVID, we were able to do everything, and the world has come to us now, and it's an opportunity to prove. So probably if I talk about the journey in terms of automation, everything was working in this fast-paced world during COVID also, and we were getting everything at our home, which we were wanting to have, like we want this, we want that. Everything was coming to us, we never had to go anywhere. So this is specific e-commerce world, which the Amazon and then Tata has taken the legacy further in terms of bringing the medicine and the other industries. So it's the government and the industry now probably open for everybody's views, and thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for those views. We are going to end our first round by going to the CFO on the panel. The CFO's role is changing, and especially during the pandemic, we saw the CFO's role kind of becoming a linking function between the others, because it's the CFOs today is seen as a change leader, as a change agent, because that's the kind of investment for digitization has to be sanctioned by someone, and that kind of rests at your table. So what have been your views on digitization, and how do you derive value? That's the title of this panel, is maximizing value. So so your views on how analytics can be driven, how digitization and analytics can really derive value. Thank you.
Thank you. So analytics play a very significant role in the finance function, and it helps in decision making. Let me give you one simple example. Like in case of sales return in the US pharma market, it is very difficult to do pricing validation of the returned goods. So when you made a sales, when you have not made the sales directly to the same partner from whom you are getting the returned goods, it is very complex. To handle this challenge, because of complexities in the sales return management, we have used analytical tools. With the help of that, it helps us in pricing validation by the system. And by deploying this, we could derive meaningful insight out of it, which was not possible without analytics, without the help of tool. So this was the live example, and there are many more examples we could do, because for such a complex operation, we have to handle millions of transactions, which is not possible manually. But because of the help of the analytical tools which are becoming available day by day, it's very helpful. And also, like I am giving this example for the US pharma market, those stakes are high. So directly there are a good benefit if you do good analysis, and you can save on the sales return, because the pricing in sales return is very important, because you have to see at what price you have sold to the customer. If you are giving return at the higher price, there is a leakage. So very big impact and very useful tools we have deployed, we have used. This is one of the examples, and there are many such examples. And also day by day, a lot of things are coming.
Thank you. Sudakshina, moving to you, what have been your views? I think everybody has talked about the trends in the industry, et cetera, et cetera. From your perch at SAP, anything that you'd like to add to this discussion in terms of trends, et cetera, challenges to digitization and how they can be met?
Thank you, and it's been very interesting to listen to everybody's thoughts on this. So digitalization is definitely changing the way this industry is operating. There is an accelerated adoption that we are seeing, both in terms of just looking at some of the horizontal processes, such as the CFO function, or automation of procurement, but also in terms of core operational areas, right, such as manufacturing, quality, end-to-end supply chain management, and utilizing the data that is being generated at every stage of the value chain to further drive operational excellence, right? So, right from so quality is a big area of focus that we see coming out of in the years after COVID, where there is a need to provide validated records and data to ensure that the batches are of the highest quality. And we as a technology company are also investing heavily in ensuring that we are able to address the end-to-end requirements that exist, and also ones that are emerging, right? I also mentioned some of the digitalization areas earlier. What we're also seeing is the usage of data, both internally generated within the organization and also external data sources, to come up with either generics or generics that are at the higher end of the value chain, looking at biologics, biosimilars, new mRNA-based therapies, right? So these are all emerging areas where data continues to play a big role. How is this data leveraged to not only come up with the drug, but also different dosage forms, delivery mechanisms, and looking at a closed loop process, which ends up in delivering patient outcomes, right, rather than just a drug. And while doing all of this, how can I also look at environmental, social, governance practices, strengthen that, and continue to make the company's operational processes better aligned to sustainable business practices. So these would be my summary in terms of the trends that we are seeing in the industry.
Yeah, and I think, given the recent alleged cyber attack on, COVID, etc.,
Right.
I think companies have to invest a lot more in securitizing the data that they have, whether it's a pharma company, whether it's a government body like ICMR, whether it's the COVID app itself, or whether it's a hospital, right? So I think a lot of investment will have to flow into securitizing the data. And since we are having an audience, I just wanted to ask the audience and throw it open for any comments or any questions that the audience may have. If you all want to, anyone in the audience would like to make a comment on the discussion so far, or if any comments, suggestions. So maybe let's park that and we can do it a little bit later.
Yeah.
Moving to the panel again, what would be the future areas, of your investment from a CFO perspective and from a CIO perspective? You'll have invested this much. These are the functions which are showing good ROI, which are showing some results. Maybe on a horizon of 1 or 2 years, where do you think you're going to be digitizing again? So since we did the CIOs first, let's do the CFO right now in the second round.
So let me tell some of the areas. So like procurement and finance go hand in hand. So in procurement, data-driven decisions are very important. So what we have done, we have made some analytics. By way of that, the information related to the vendor, we have gathered in a summary form in one sheet where vendor level of spend, first right invoice from the vendor, payment in time percentage, relevant data we have captured in a summary form in one page sheet, and we have provided to the procurement team, and which helps them to negotiate better with the vendor. Because when we negotiate with the vendor, these points play a significant role. So this is one of the example where we can use analytics and the digitalization. And similarly, like in case of gross to net, like I gave earlier example of US Pharma. So in US Pharma, gross to net is a very big area, millions of transaction processing pharma companies who has exposure in US have to take. And for those manual things are not possible. So luckily for the last few years, there are many tools are coming, and with that, and the ROI is very fast because stakes are high. So these things helps in doing the right processing without leakage of finance. And also the supply chain. There are a lot of areas in the supply chain using these tools which can help in the finance automation.
Okay. Mr. Dhaval, if you would like to, give your views on future areas of digitalization that you see that, probably have now, taken a lot of precedence, like securitization, etc.
So I think I would look at it in three main areas. One is the core operations, the second is the non-core operations, and the third is the system of engagements. So when you talk about core operations, a lot of investments are going around into Industry 4.0 and IoT, adoption of connected machines, which can help you streamline the supply chain and reduce the leakages, optimize the resource utilization and the yield utilizations. Now, the catch there is that it needs a certain level of maturity with the equipment. So if you're talking about investments per se, and it's not very often that you will just uproot a manufacturing unit and replace it with something else. So the idea would be that how do you then modernize the equipment that is already put to use? So a lot of investments are getting into modernizing the shop floor per se. That's as far as the core is concerned. When it comes to non-core, again, there are 2 or 3 areas, but the topmost area would be the data and analytics. So, and it's a journey. So you have to start with, to say that, okay, how do you first and foremost create appreciation for data in the company? While people are doing that unknowingly, it has to be made a formal process whereby data is supplementing the decision making or helping them take processes to the next level. Again, as much as technology interventions are required there, I think there are more process and people interventions required there. So a lot of change management and capability building is where investments are being made. This somewhere also supplements the cyber security part, where you're talking about the core and the non-core applications. You're putting the perimeter in place to be able to put the tools in place to identify and respond to threats. But the weakest link continues to remain the people. So unless and until you are training your people well enough so that then the technological investments in these areas will start showing the benefits. And the third is around the complete, I would say, the cloud adoption and infra modernization. Because unless and until, by design or by default, a lot of applications continue to remain either COTS or SaaS in pharma by nature. So there is very little room left for refactoring applications. So what you can then do is basically adopt stacks which will help you run these in a modern fashion and then help you to integrate with the system of engagements which are running on a different stack and a different technology maturity altogether. So more often than not, what happens is that you have a very mature technological product and a very not so mature technological product, and then the handshake between the two becomes a challenge. And that impairs a lot of decision making and a lot of analytics, so to say. So then what you have to do is that you respect the not so mature ones, continue to remain on the mature ones, but then you put a layer in place which is able to understand both the aspects equally well. And then you draw your insights from there, and that basically becomes your data fueling engine. So these are some of the areas where I see a lot of adoption happening. A note on system of engagements again, and I'm sure we must be knowing here that there is a lot of investment made into pharma ledgers. So where we are talking about connected operations and immutable ledgers, so I think the supply chain area will see, and especially contracts and commercial contracts and things like those, will definitely see an uptake in this area. Yeah, so that's where I see a lot of investments happening. Then the run of the mill will continue to happen, like modernization of warehouses, and transportation management and things like those. But I think that will continue to happen. But the main focus, I think, is going to be in 2 areas. One is infra. Infra, when I say infra, it's infra plus security. And the second is data and analytics.
Okay, thank you. And our second panel is on supply chain. So we're waiting to hear from those supply chain heads on that panel discussion. And what about you, sir? You're coming into the pharma industry, and so what are your views on where you think the pharma industry should be investing? You've seen it from outside.
Probably, again, it's a repetition like RPAs, automations, what we have been doing, then system of engagements or SOPs, what we all talk about. But it's adaptation and moving on, probably. That's the journey in terms of digital also. We'll have to adapt to the available advancements in the technology, and probably if we are wanting to take advantage of the fast highways, the expressways, the specific logistics channels which are also evolving with the technology. So probably pharma industry has to open up. So IT, OT and the cyber security hand in hand, and probably cyber security is something which is not at all, probably we cannot, we have to secure our ecosystems as well as because we are opened up in terms of social media or anything probably, but we are trying to do that, but we again will get an impact considering our revenue will be hit or our business there would be a loss. So until and unless we adopt the secure ecosystems, it will be very difficult for us to take the automation journey. And again, there is the shared responsibility and other things which come as we adopt cloud and the maturity has to be there within the organization overall, from the top line, with each and every individual.
Okay,
That's
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shah. Very interesting insights from outside the sector. I'm sure that they will be applied. Mr. Bise, from you, your views on, what is JB Pharma's journey in digitization and now future steps in digitization journey. I know you said that, you're at a certain stage. So where do you see?
Good question. I'll give the real practical example. Uh, Now, digitization is not only the automation or a process optimization. Automating the business transactions electronically at source, we are able to gather the data. We are aggregating it now. We are comparing with the budgets or the targets, and thereby we are creating the notifications or the alerts. The users are able to see budget versus actuals. If I take the sales example, so they have the salespeople have the targets. So they do see on their the mobile devices how they are performing against the budget. That is the what is their achievement percentage, what is the sales growth. They are able to see the productivity. I think this is common across the pharma industries. But I think much more is happening in the sales area. We are creating the applications which are enabling the helping sales team to pack their bags in the morning with the right amount of the samples, the promotional materials. It is enabling them to know that, there are 10 doctors that he's going to meet it, and out of them, two are having the anniversaries or the birthdays. So those nudges are started going now. So these are the real examples. And because the beat is already planned in the monthly planning, he's able to prioritize whom he wants to see it in that bleat when he is going to visit. Now, when he's visiting the doctors, his daily allowance gets calculated and he is able to see it. Not only the sales or the achievements, growth or the productivity, but he's able to see his daily allowances, he's able to see that. He's able to plan his the in-clinic the detailing the quite well. You know that the reps are sitting outside of the doctors for hours, and doctor sees him for only may not be on 5 minutes, 2 minutes. He looks at it. We know what he would ask, but in those 2 minutes, the sales rep, he's the real guy on the floor. So we are trying to do create a value for them using the technologies. In these 2 minutes, he has to deliver that the content to the doctor, get his feedback, come outside. He has an app, give a feedback through the app. There is a central team or a marketing team setting it, and they are then able to drive or do the personalized marketing, the events, promotion schemes. I don't know what are all things happen in the marketing, but they are now getting the data. Now this is coupled with the e-learning as a part of his smart device, which is integrated with his daily reporting, the apps or the expense management app. He's able to learn, use his waiting time the quite well, and I think this is adding value to the sales team. He is getting more attached than the WhatsApp, because it is helping him to know how he is performing, what is his likelihood of the incentives or the expenses, whether he has raised it or whether these are paid or not. So he's getting hooked onto it. I think this is the experience that we are trying to create. He's the guy on the floor doing the work for us. I mean, sales planning is there, everything is there, but he's the guy who is facing the doctors, and doctor is writing the prescription. He's also going and visiting the chemist. Are we capturing? Why is he visiting the chemist? He has to see that the doctor is writing the prescription, and then he has to write it, record it somewhere. So automation is now happening to that level, to the retail level. Then he's going and meeting the distributors. he has to capture that experience, share it through the app. There is a team sitting at the head office, commercial excellence or the MIS. We are consolidating that and then using the AI ML capabilities. I mean, a lot of databases have the built-in the statistical models. We are trying to apply that to the data to the statistical models and trying to create a value out of it. Maybe the predictive bolo, aggregation mein bolo, it is helping us quite a lot. So we are constantly seeing that how we can make the life of the employees on the floor easy through digitization.
Thank you, Mr. Bisay. So, Sudakshana, what Mr. Bisay said, making the life of the employee easier. So, any use case scenarios from maybe a global perspective of something that's really futuristic, say AI and chat GPT, etc., etc. One quick case study just to kind of excite the audience and to serve as a teaser probably.
Yeah, so I just, I do have a very short demo on ChatGPT, how we can leverage it in a very simple way in managing EHS scenario. I'll come up with that. But before that, I wanted to address a few of the points that came up, which are very interesting points. Sure. The first point was, of course, in terms of ensuring security. As there is a move from running applications within the four walls of the enterprise to move to the cloud, there are pure SaaS solutions which run in a multi-cloud environment, and then there are enterprise applications which run in a private cloud environment, right? And companies such as SAP are investing in a huge way to ensure that these are run in absolutely secure environments with a disaster recovery management infrastructure available at very, very short lead times, right? And the kind of SLAs that we provide for companies who are running their enterprise applications across the database, infrastructure, and application layer is at 99.7%, is something that we offer in a private cloud environment. And in addition to that, there is a GXP compliance aspect that is built in, right? So these are some of the ways in which we are trying to address the questions of ensuring there is security. A couple of other use cases that came up, sir, you mentioned in terms of, the vendor performance and making sure that the procurement policies are aligned to, whether it's the vendor's quality performance or other risk parameters, right? We will talk a lot about the supply chain strategies, but of course, with COVID, supply chain uncertainties have increased quite a lot. So how do we build in those alternatives within the value chain without adding too much to the cost? So that is also something that is a investment area from a technology perspective. And of course, the entire digitalization of the field force. How do we enable them through intelligent recommendations by being able to, further streamline, the sales processes within the organization. So these are, again, important areas for us as well.
We'll wind up the panel. My thanks to the panel for sharing their views, so very deeply. And I'm sure that we are waiting for the next panel discussion. Thank you so much to the panel. And Sudakshana, you have 11 minutes.
Yeah, we have a very interesting panel coming up, so I did not want to take a lot of time, but I just quickly wanted to share a couple of these intelligence scenarios, right? So I'll just quickly go to that slide and then I'll talk. Yeah. So, the way we look at technologies such as intelligent process automation or AI, or even capabilities such as AR, VR, is to embed them to the best extent possible within enterprise-wide business processes, right? Whether it is, so when we talk about ERP, we basically talk about core finance, materials management, inventory management, project management, etc. Then, processes such as human capital management, which again runs across the organization. Spend management is, of course, the sourcing and procurement process, and the customer relationship management, right? So the way we are looking at technology is to ensure that it doesn't doesn't come as an afterthought. It doesn't come as something that needs to be done after some of these things have already been put in place, but to ensure that we are embedding as many of the use cases as possible within these business processes itself, right? So, we already had several of these intelligence scenarios built in, across finance, such as, tax compliance, intelligent cash management, invoice automation, intelligent travels, claim processing. From a supply chain perspective, a lot of things like demand sensing, visual inspection, etc. Right? In addition to that, in 2023, we have come with a lot of announcements in terms of how we are embedding capabilities like ChatGPT within each of these business processes. And the example that I wanted to share is very relevant in the pharma context. And why we have this architecture slide is just to show that technology needs to be modular, it needs to be open, and we are also collaborating with a lot of other technology companies to ensure that we are bringing in best-in-class capabilities into the business processes through an open development environment. So essentially what we wanted to show here is how leveraging the ChatGPT based, we are consuming the capabilities of these capabilities within a incident reporting, which is a violation of, an security incident has happened, and the data comes in the form of a report, and how we are using visual character recognition and large language models to actually create an incident and propose some solutions, and also take this into future processes like CAPA, continuous monitoring, and then making changes to future processes to ensure these incidents don't happen, right? So this is just a video which is, I'm not sure if it is how visible it is, but this is just to show that these are capabilities that are actually being delivered today, right? And it is as easy as, being able to consume the capabilities of AI leveraging simple API constructs, right? So that is what I wanted to show here. So this incident, especially companies which have, operations, have global operations, the language models can be in many, the incident reporting language may be different. But using, again, the capabilities of technologies such as ChatGPT and large format language processing models, the incident is actually being reported within the same tool, and is being tracked, again leveraging the same capabilities within the format of the enterprise application framework, right? So that is very quickly what I wanted to show, and we can, if you're interested, we can get into some of the details of this. So with that, I would like to close the first panel discussion, and I would like to invite Dr. Rahul Altekar from SAP. He's our supply chain guru, and has been working with a lot of our life science and pharma customers and advising them on supply chain strategy. Right, so he will be moderating the panel, and he will also invite the panelists to stage as well.
Thank you, Sudakshana. Good evening, everyone. It's the time for the second panel. So we have a very esteemed panel today, especially on the supply chain. So may I request Rao sir to please come on the stage. He represents the Sun Pharmaceutical. Please welcome him. Yes, thank you, sir. May I request Mr. Gupta to come on stage. He represents Wokhard India Limited. And we have a third panelist, Mr. Ashit, who coming from PwC. Please have a seat, Ashit. So thank you very much. It's really wonderful, to see the esteemed panel here present, especially in the rainy season. And we all understand the kind of an supply chain exigencies which these three probably handle day to day. So thank you very much for being here and really appreciate your time here. Uh, for this particular panel discussion, we have a very interesting topic, what we called as reinventing the supply chain for pharmaceutical. We have heard now about the digitization aspects. So I think a lot of insights in terms of the technology, as well as very exciting way, which we have seen the last session which Sudarshan has presented on the chat GPT side. So I think we are all aware of the technology side. The intention of this particular conversation is more on the industry side, talking about the trends, talking about the different types of, you can say, the challenges which are supply chain function. So the type of the challenges which supply chain is facing today, and then how this, kind of an industry veterans are thinking about any changes, any drastic changes, or maybe some kind of an, the smaller interventions to manage the show. So let me start with you, Mr. Rao. Uh, you represent India's, the largest kind of an pharmaceutical sector, and you have complexities in terms of the market where international market, you have a domestic market. From the product side, you have a complexities in terms of the ethical, OTC, and typical generics. So, what is your experience in terms of the changes maybe in the last 5 to 6 years or maybe 10 years? How this particular product quadrant and the market quadrant, how it is reshaping?
Very interesting question. And I must also say that, in my previous panel, there was one gentleman who came in from outside of the industry. I must also qualify that I am also a little new to the industry from that perspective. Of course, 6 years in the industry in hardcore pharma. But before this, I actually worked for consumer industry with also OTC and so on and so forth. So I can actually throw some challenges. Your question is very specific to what are the various challenges and so on and so forth. Yeah, and if you look at, let's say, the various businesses which the pharma industry has, the pharma industry is roughly what, about $50 billion for us. Half of it in India and half of it is exports. I mean, I'm putting a very rough number. Mr. Jain would actually perhaps be more accurate than me. But, these businesses are very different in nature. And as you said, that Indian pharma is mostly the branded generic industry. And therefore, from a supply chain perspective, it's a lot more streamlined than, let's say, a US market or, let's say, many other markets for that matter, for a couple of reasons. Number one, US market is a very large market, first of all. It's a generic market. Most of the Indian industry is into generic market, therefore it's a commodity. An atorvastatin 10 milligram from a Sun or a Lupin or a DRL or any other company for that matter will be the same thing and replaceable. Yeah. So what happens is, first of all, the market is very big, therefore the demand can be very lumpy. What I mean is that, if there is one demand which comes in from such a large market, it's a very lumpy demand. Then also what happens is, because it's so price sensitive, it is replaceable. Yeah, it is not that, a Storvas is being replaced by some other brand, and therefore the lumpiness of the demand is so much more. So for that matter, for a supply chain professional who is working in an Indian market, the demand planning is so much easier, in a manner of speaking, because the variabilities are much lesser. Yeah. For export market, especially for the US, it's on a different scale. So just to give you an example, on a branded generic market like in India, if you can get an accuracy of 80-85%, that's quite the norm. But if you go to the US market, getting a 65-70% is also very tough. So from a supply chain perspective, both these markets pose different issues. And when you come to OTC, a lot of OTC products are more seasonal than otherwise. And therefore, there is seasonality impact which actually poses on the supply chain there. But if I were to actually go back a little bit, there's a lot of technology which is being used in the last 5, 6, 8 years, which is which has actually made the life of a lot of this planning people, supply chain people easier in a manner of speaking. It has not reduced the work, it's made the life a lot more easier. As they say that, when you go to, let's say, factories 25 years ago, people were actually lifting 50 kg gunny bags. They've become 25 kg now. And now they are actually using robots to assist those things. There's nothing fully automatic, but assisted. Similarly, artificial intelligence and all these things will actually assist the planning people with those planning tools to make the life a lot more easier and a lot more seamless for other people to actually do. So that's been my experience in a manner of speaking in the last 5-7 years. And when I come from, let's say, a different industry into pharma, the only take which I have is that pharma is a little late adopter of technology, and rightfully so, because um, one of the panelists or somebody spoke about continuous manufacturing. Yeah, continuous manufacturing started in, let's say, in some of the consumer industry or in the food industry for that matter, almost 30 years ago when I started my career, right? So Danone, for example, is manufacturing. While they write the batch number is more synonymous to, let's say, the hour or the time period which they are actually packing it. Yeah, but continuous manufacturing has its own challenges in pharma because there is regulators involved. There is a lot of other things which are involved, which are extraneous other than the industry itself. So similarly, technology adoption by pharma industry has also been a little late. But I must also say in the last 3 years, post-COVID, I've seen pharma industry becoming very eager to adopt industry, not in the core of innovation perhaps, but on the sides. Yeah? When I say on the sides, not in the product per se, not in the manufacturing, but on the sides like a finance, like all the support functions, I see a lot of technology adoption happening there. So that's been my experience. Yeah?
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Rao. I think very interestingly you put these complexities and especially some numerics in terms of the forecast accuracy and inaccuracies. I think it is pretty clear the type of, the pressure which different types of the market and the different types of the product. Definitely this point is pretty clear. So let me move to Mr. Gupta. Especially, as he was mentioning more on the product and the market side of it. What is your experience in terms of the profile of the customers for pharma? Is there any change happening there? Is any kind of an disruption is happening there? How directly the customers are pressurizing on the supply chain, and what are those kind of an additional things which you feel that supply chain department need to adopt, or rather you are adopting to address those specific customer profiles?
Okay, I've got my sales colleagues, Dr. Rishi, also here, and we work very, very closely with the business and sales teams here. So we learn a lot from the consumer, from them, and of course as a general society. What we understand is the consumer today is much more opinionated, much more focused, and much more aware. Typically, when they go to even to see a doctor, they're all ready with all the information they have, even about their own disease or whatever symptoms they've been having. They are like Dr. Jain, but they are very ready to be accepting digital. So teleconsultation is a very normal term used right now. Prescriptions over WhatsApp or digital is acceptable. Your diagnostics are all home or through aggregators now. Typically, even your deliveries of medicines are home deliveries. And everything has to be done in 1 or 2 hours.
Okay.
So from the start,
it's like a pizza delivery.
Yeah, when you start to see a doctor, you get a medicine, has to be finished off in 1 or 2 hours. They don't have the entire day for that. And this is how they treat the pharma industry also. The second, if you come to a doctor's side, they have to also go digital. They are using the aggregators, they are using the practors, the insurers, the diagnostic firms, everything, the entire ecosystem is very digitally integrated that way. So they are using, if it's a big doctor, they're using that. And because of all these two things, the role of influencers have become very high.
Right.
So you have people influencing how a doctor is, how a hospital is, how side effects are there. We should do that. Even prescriptions are nowadays challenged, digitally available. Uh, and if you look at demand side, a lot of, as people have gone out to work from home or are still working, a lot of demand is coming from the mid-towns now. It earlier was very urban-centric, but mid-times and rurals are now actually having a big amount of demand, continues to be. And of course, everybody wants deliveries to be done within an hour or so. That's one supply chain challenge. And secondly, cost has to be at least 4 to 5% lower. They will compare everywhere and come to that. There's nothing called MRP or that cost. So these two things are the consumer side, the customer doctor side, the demand side, and the delivery side, and the cost side are things which a company supply chain has to take care. So there is a very big need. I think not everybody is doing, but I think Pharma and all doing that to bring the companies online. Deliveries has to be online. Secondly, the engagement with doctors and patients through influencers has to be there to keep the reputation and everything alive. And of course, the distribution has to move to mid-towns and rural areas to see that. And they're all online. They cannot be doing the traditional distribution to be available to them even in 1 or 2 hours what is there in there. This is my overall view of the entire thing.
Thank you very much, Gupta ji. I think the summary is typically, it is not an exaggeration if we say that slowly really you are becoming like a quick service restaurants type of an industry where the timings are getting into like in 1 hour. It's really mind-boggling to learn those particular kind of a thing. Thank you very much for sharing this.
You know, with the launch of ONDC, and I was actually having a conversation with Rishikesh Bhattacharya, and there is, you know, the kind of online trade revolution which is going to happen in the country will be, again, unprecedented anywhere in the world. Yeah, ONDC, it will take about 7, 8, 10 years, but it will become the next UPI for the country. Yeah,
absolutely.
And I can see that very, very clearly. It will not take 10 years, but it will take maybe 5 years. So that's the other trend which we need to kind of predict and figure out how can we actually, you know, take part in that particular journey.
Perfect. Well point. In fact, that has given a very good kind of an warm-up for our friend, Mr. Saxena, who has come more from the consulting side, and I'm sure you have seen a lot of industries. So, Mr. Saxena, from the pharmaceutical, and especially the Indian pharmaceutical context, I think the changes which we have heard from them, you must have seen the, you know, kind of on the other side of the story as well. What is your perception about this, you know, kind of an, the changes which are happening, which is unprecedented? And from supply chain management point of view, what are the imperatives which you think that every supply chain leaders like panelists as well as the people who are sitting in the audience, they should look at?
Oh, sure. First and foremost, thank you very much for inviting me to this forum. So quickly, and let me a little bit backtrack and then answer your question in terms of the imperatives. Now today, if we look at pharma companies, there's a lot of growth which has happened in the last 5, 10, 15 years. And supply chains have become very, very complex. Now within supply chain also, I mean earlier when we talked about supply chain, it was largely about supply chain planning. But today, supply chain starts from when you are planning to develop the product, which is R&D, which is procurement, which is planning, of course, supply chain planning, scheduling, S&OP processes. And then, of course, the manufacturing part, which in itself is complex. You have API, you have formulation plants. And then there is this whole angle of distribution that you need to do in terms of inward, outward logistics, and so on and so forth. So the imperatives need to be looked at from a multidimensional point of view. So on one side, where are you sitting on the supply chain side? And obviously, given the way the world is today, everything has to be faster. So if I'm in R&D, I need to discover the molecule faster. We've seen this in COVID. Dr. Sudarshan Jain talked about it. Developing a vaccine in 9 to 12 months was unthinkable. I mean, today we are grappling with many other diseases where to discover a molecule or to discover a vaccine has taken 10 years, decades, and so on and so forth. So faster in discovering a molecule, faster in procuring a truck, faster in procuring my material, and so on and so forth. So there's this angle of faster in everything that I do, wherever I'm sitting on the supply chain. Unfortunately, supply chain as a whole function is viewed as a cost. So the other imperative is my cost to serve should keep down. So while I should do things faster, I should do them at a lower cost or a higher productivity. My fixed plus variable should come down. The third aspect, which is very important, is of course quality. I mean, we know this industry. So whatever we may do, I cannot compromise on quality. I cannot compromise on safety. So those are the other imperatives which are there. And quality also signifies doing things better in a way. So how can I do things better is the other imperative. And now, given the world that we live in and the environmental degradation, there's this aspect of sustainability. So the bigger imperative, while everybody knows that I need to do things faster, better, cheaper, but the sustainability angle is coming in. So if I'm sitting in, let's say, a quality lab, and if I'm using those solvents, or if I'm using chemicals to test, how can I dispose them of responsibly? What are the packaging materials that I'm using from a overall supply chain perspective? There are these plastic drums, how do I dispose them of? Etc. So there's this whole angle of sustainability, which also brings us to think of that I need to be innovative. I need to think of circularity within the supply chain, and so on and so forth. The other part is the other imperative and the trend that we are seeing is the usage of technology, of course. Technology is everywhere. I mean, today, we've talked about it this evening, that whether you want to order a pizza, whether you want to travel from Mumbai airport to this venue, everything is technology. So the way I see it is that, again, wherever you are sitting on the supply chain, which is complex, how do you understand the new trends which are emerging in technology? So there is AI, there is machine learning. If I am in maintenance, can I do 3D printing of my spare parts? If I am in, let's say I'm in maintenance, I do not, in maintenance, it's a very technical thing, and sometimes you may not be able to handle all the faults by yourself. But given a pharma shop floor where there's gowning and degowning involved, can I use wearables to contact my supervisors in order to cut the time, and so on and so forth? So there are these, do I understand, people talked about traceability, so blockchain, for example. So can I understand that what is technology doing, and then try to shape it to where I'm sitting in the supply chain in order to be faster, better, cheaper? Those are the things that one has to look at. Let me pause here. This one, thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saxena. I think one of the points which I picked up, what you rightly said, is a consciousness of the organization from the supply chain side is always on the cost side, right? So, and the kind of spread which you mentioned, and there is a classic example which one of the Indian customers who are using the SAP system for the planning for the supply chain, they plan from the 5 years to 1 day. And that's a very interesting point, which is proving what he's saying, that even the, the forthcoming kind of an product launches, the kind of an patents which you give, those kind of an early strategic planning, I think you are...
No, absolutely. And to harp on the technology point, there are now tools available. Now, whether you're talking about R&D from a product lifecycle management, or you're talking about supply chain planning, scheduling, control tower, or in manufacturing, you're talking about CBPM. These are all technologies, tools which are available to you to make your processes faster, cheaper, better in a way. And that's where things are headed out. And that's what global companies are doing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saxena. So let me move to the second round and let me start with Mr. Gupta. Very interestingly, you put that the time to service is crashing. And we all probably from the pharma world, we know that our production freezing durations, on an average, it is 1 month, 2 months, and that becomes a very normal kind of an conversation when we work with the most of the pharma company. Whereas if you go to the automotive world or if you go to CPG world where three of you have a background and the legacy and the pedigree, where the 7 days, 10 days, 15 days, there are paint companies where we are working right now. They are saying my freezing duration is 3 days. And every 3 days, we change the forecast and we make our production plan. So probably from the classical epics knowledge where we all have come from the supply chain and operations kind of an management, where we learn that there is a certain kind of an freezing duration to be respected. But somehow in the pharma world, we have seen it is 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. This particular story is not very convincing when the pressure is coming on the other side, like, and we have just seen that people are expecting online deliveries, people are expecting same hour deliveries. That means either we should be Brahmadev to really predict the demand with 300%, and then we have a freezing duration of 2 months, 3 months. Or if we are not, then what is the answer? So my question is, if you can share your own experience that how to manage this particular kind of an, if I use a word called weakest link in the pharma, which is the production, how to handle that particular kind of an, complexity.
Let me try to handle this from the Wokhard side. And our expert, my colleague Achyut Nagargoji is here. So he does this back of his hand and he sits here. So Atul just confirm if something is not right. See, when till a few years back, we were still planning 30 days, 60 days of production cycle were fixed like what it was. And the entire disruptions happened during the COVID and we changed a lot after that. I think what is now, there are two parts to this. The first is we had this API, which is a continuous process, cannot be changed, holy cow, nothing can be, 12-month cycle and all those things. And second was formulations, at least 30, 60 days cycle. So the API, I think thanks to a lot of work put in by, has gone from a 12-month cycle to a 3-month cycle now.
Fantastic.
So even that has been, so if we plan for 3 months, we check every month, of course. If required, we stop charging. We don't push it to the inventory. And we move this, there are common processes, so the cycle is changed accordingly. And that's what they do very well, despite being a manual process. And at times when the plant is shut, no problem. It cannot land up to an inventory which we can't sell. We used to have 2 years, 3 years inventory of many APIs at some point of time. That's one. And if you come to the formulation side, I think 30 to 40% of business is forecasted, 60-70% is made to order. But the orders come in 3-4 months earlier, but the order is confirmed only when the money comes in. And that is what change which Wokhard has done. So what Atul and his team do is that they keep the formulations running. They postpone the labeling and the printing, the mono cartons, everything, till the last stage. And they get real information of how the demand is actually shaping up, real order is going to come, whether money is going to come, they keep checking with finance. And only after that, when the confirmation comes in, they allow the labeling and the entire mono cartoning happening and other things happening. So a lot of work. So I think the entire production freezing time, if I'm not wrong, has gone from 30 days, if not more, to 7 days now. Right now, that's what you operate. In fact, I used to keep pushing him, you are too flexible on this, you should increase, there should be some amount of running of the plant also have to be, because basically I'm a manufacturing guy, but that is what has happened on this part. two, three things which has happened, which enabled him to do that. Typically, the procurement, one is the collaboration between the business teams, the sales teams and the customer, and of course the manufacturing team. They are all working quite empowered technicians on that way. The second part is the procurement. Other people have brought in a lot of flexibility by multi-sourcing to a lot of suppliers. So you can, some people are fast suppliers, some are cheaper suppliers, some are quicker suppliers, can turn around fast. So labels, cartons, monocartons, all those things are ordered to someone who's next to the plants. The vials and all, again, 2, 3 different suppliers, so that flexibility planning has to get that. So that helps in making the agility in the changes quickly. The business teams also come in and that's what the interaction happens with business teams. Suppose the NPT is there or the forecast demand is there, and if there's an order not going to come or going to not happen, they tell us in advance. Lagta nahi hai, aane wala hai, or come wala hai. So they are able to moderate that way. So there's a lot of ups and downs they do within the month also to manage, because inventory is very key to what Wokhart does. And of course, what has happened is overall about him, there is a work which we are doing. Right now we're doing it manually and doing it on a daily basis. But there's work which is happening along with PwC and I think one more partner of theirs to build a supply chain control tower. Okay. That brings in visibility on real-time basis of where the material is, where the production is, where the finished goods is, the entire tracking system for that. You can take decisions on real-time basis. That is happening. That has taken 6 months' time. It may take some 2-3 months more time. That is what. These 3-4 things which we have done and we are doing, definitely, and a lot of agility has come into the plan and bring down the what is called the production frozen time in the factory.
Fantastic, sir. I think let me congratulate you on that efforts, because it's really a mind-boggling kind of a thing. When pharma world is talking about the 7 days of freezing duration, I think it requires an special request that you should write a paper and kindly publish it to the Indian academia. I think we also heard Dr. Jain, his similar activities and happening through IIM. I think this is definitely one of the very interesting case study and motivating rather, I would say. Normally what happens, it's my personal experience, all top, I mean, I have a respect to every management institutes, but कोई देहाती और देसी case study नहीं मिलता है, तो दुख होता है. Or these are the type of efforts. I mean, these are all genuine things which all we should absorb, and there is no other words. Speechless when we hear such kind of
Atul can do that, writing a paper.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe that's a great, Atul. I think, can you please stand up? We want to give you a warm kind of an applause for this. Thank you very much. And it's a sincere request to Wokhart management as well. Kindly help our students to get motivated when they are actually learning, and let something like the Sun Pharma and the Wokhart should shine in the libraries and the case studies than the so-called top we always hear. That actually has created a good kind of a thing. So I'm just, with permission of Mr. Rao, I will ask the question to Mr. Saxena. We have seen, some kind of numbers like this, 7 days, and he's talking about the, kind of deliveries in the same day. Do you now think there is a time has arrived for something called as an industry confluence, where, the one industry has to really do the benchmark with other industry, irrespective of that kind of an bias and notion that I'm a highly regulated environment, I have stringent quality norms, my customers are different, I'm talking a life-saving drugs. That's a language. So without taking the names, we know that many companies, they have an ex-Pharma India Limited and ex-CPG India Limited, same company. And many a times we have seen the roles are also changing. People go from here and there, and their mentality also changes. So there is an inventory norm of 90 days that becomes a normal, and here it is coming 16 days as also you get a pressure. So do you think that this kind of an reinventing for pharma, starting benchmarking to auto, starting benchmarking to maybe a restaurant industry, which anyway the SCORE model talks about, which is a theory. But we want to hear from you, based on your experience, is it feasible practically?
Okay, interesting question. And obviously, two or three things before I dive into some of these cross-industry examples. One is that, and I think good thing is that there's some bit of consensus in the room that pharma is a bit of a laggard when it comes to adopting not only technology, but also best practices. And maybe there is this aspect of regulatory pressure, and rightly so. I'm not debating that. But sometimes see, I have worked a lot in many industries, whether it's oil and gas, chemicals, consumer goods, financial services, media, telecom, etc., etc. But sometimes I feel on the garb of regulatory and quality, there are inefficiencies which get built within pharma. So, for example, now let's talk about that. What is it that we can learn from other industry? So, let's say aviation. An engine does not fail when you are in flight. We have machines, especially API plants, where there are critical reactors, there are critical machines which should not fail when the drug is being produced. Now, can't we adopt those practices from aviation? If 50 years back also an engine could not fail, why is it that our machines are failing today when we are in 2023? Now let's talk about auto. Auto does this JIT, just in time. I think everybody in this room would have heard it. So why can't we actually have visibility with our suppliers, with our customers, all end to end, so that we are talking about inventory levels of 90 days, and I think 90 is a good case, especially in API. But can we think of supply chains? Okay, don't get to these milk runs for the trucks, but if auto can do it just in time, and the material from supplier comes on the line, I'm not saying go there right away, but at least strive to go there in a way, in terms of your ordering, in terms of your coupling, in terms of visibility, where the truck is. And today technology allows you. If your order is there, every truck worth its whatever will have a GPS. You'll know how far is it, how much distance can it travel in a day, 2 days. Let's go to other industries, consumer goods. The kind of forecasting that a Unilever or an ITC does vis-a-vis pharma, why can't we put some pressures on our sales force to be better in forecasting? One. Two, why should we accept small order size? We know that manufacturing, if I look at a pharma company, the investment in plants is perhaps the most, because we are talking about 500 crores, 1 billion, whatever. So bigger plants. Do we know that what is the cost of stopping a machine, or cost of a changeover in terms of rupees, in terms of dollars, whatever is that currency? Because some of the consumer goods companies are actually able to do it. That if my machine is stopped for 10 minutes, this is the cost, or this is the loss that is happening to it. So we can adopt things, and if I look at campaign runs, so the whole point is that how I'm taking the order. Should I take short orders or smaller size orders, which is perhaps not feasible for the kind of infrastructure and the plants that I have set up? So that end-to-end understanding of supply chain functioning seamlessly and smoothly is somewhere that the pharma companies are moving. Or for that matter, procurement, from a supplier consolidation point of view. I know in pharma you need validation. You can't change suppliers so easily. But we talked about it, that in pharma, are we doing a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, a 15-year plan? Today I have so many suppliers. Can I consolidate some of them? Because that's what auto industries are doing, that just one supplier for one this thing, and work with the supplier in order to improve. So there are countless examples from other industries in terms of payment systems, in terms of customer, some of the things that Gupta ji talked about. that we can learn. And I think pharma should look outwards today in all aspects of supply chain to be able to improve continuously, which is the order today. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saxena. I think the point what you're making is, from the entire supply chain point of view, locate your flexibilities, locate your rigidities where compliances and all, etc. Respect those particular rigidities, but exploit the flexibilities.
Correct. Absolutely. Very well put.
So that you can become a CPG company. Basically, I think that's an excellent kind of an overview. So let me come back to Mr. Rao. Sir, you are the veterans and you are seeing the, you are managing rather one of the top most companies in this country. There is an interesting kind of an concept called sales and operations planning, which is right from the ERP days of 1996, we have seen that is a part of the, the organizational level planning. Then there are a lot of Oliver White methodologies have come, a lot of classical theories have come. I think the industry point of view, we have practiced it. We have a, kind of a demand planning and supply planning. And then typically in Indian pharmaceutical industry, correct me if you have a different opinion, the demand and supply balancing and matching is been seen as an SNOP process. Interestingly, we not find someone called as an SNOP head or a SNOP planner. Activities are being attributed to demand planner and a supply planner. Probably both might report to the same organization, or one might report to, kind of an one particular function, and the demand planner probably reporting to marketing kind of a function. So that's the way we have, we have delivered the results. We are the Indian pharmaceutical is respectable in the world. Do you think that time has now come to reinvent entire SNOP process in a digital way, or even from the accountability perspective? What is your opinion, and what is that you could foresee the future in next 4 to 5 years on this particular SNOP process as such?
I think it's a very valid and a relevant question. And if I were to actually build upon what you were saying, that, there's a lot of inefficiencies which we try to kind of still live upon, yeah. And I will go to a fundamental philosophical reason why we have been able to kind of live upon a lot of inefficiencies in pharma industry, because we made a lot of money, to put it very bluntly, yeah. And we could have afforded them, yeah. And I can tell you, because, there was a point in time when the pharma industry would declare the results, and 20% EBITDA used to be average, yeah. And I used to be working in consumer industry, trust me. The best of the companies like Unilever would declare like 14% and woo-wah, the champagne bottles and parties and so on and so forth. And so the point I'm trying to make is, yes, indeed, efficiencies are thriving, were not there because they were not the need of the hour. Inventories of 90 days, which Prakash, you spoke about, because the cost of goods as a percentage of total revenue was not, compelling for you to make a case for actually minimizing that. It's only in the last 5-7 years when the pressures on the industry is actually on margins grew a lot, especially in the US market. And, the customers became very, very demanding. Their gross to net ratios, which the previous panel spoke about, and the whole 9 yards, everybody started becoming very, very efficient. And to be super honest with you, even in a company like Sun Pharma, the SNOP meeting was started not very long ago. It was about 5-6 years ago, yeah? So there was no meeting. And he rightly put it across, yeah? The SNOP is the responsibility of either a supply director or a supply chain, the demand planning or the supply planning person, but there is no independent view. There's no individual who has an independent view about the demand and the supply balancing and so on and so forth, yeah? So to answer your question, margins have shrunken for the industry. There is a need for the industry, All I would like to say is that, guys like you need to make a hard pitch to sell the tools to be able to actually make the process digitized, yeah, and create a business case in a manner of speaking that what is the value you will bring to the table, not just about actually saying that, this is a nice to have tool, this will do this and this will do that. If people like you can make a business case of, let's say, an IVP or any other tool for that matter, yeah, from your competition, and say that you're investing, let's say, a couple of $100,000 every year if you go a SaaS model, but the value which this tool will generate is more than $2 million, yeah, there is no entrepreneur, there is no manager who would actually shy away from investing in that today. Yeah, because people are looking forward to actually getting assistance from digital tools, which will actually save them effort, but more important than effort, the money. Yeah. So I am a big fan of all these things, and I fully endorse what you asked me as a question. That is it important for us to have? And by the way, coincidentally in Sun, the SNOP meetings is not responsibility of either the demand planning or the supply planning. We have a cell which is called strategy and analytics cell, which we actually got. And that's a neutral to either this or that. Like I keep telling people that supply chain is neutral to marketing oblique production. Similarly, the SNA is actually neutral to the demand planning and supply planning. Yeah. So I hope I have answered your question very specifically. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, in fact, that's a great kind of an insight, even from the industry perspective. There is a very clear kind of an, you could see a trend in the, not only the pharmaceutical, but across industries, there is an independent entity of sales and operations planning, probably coming directly under the MD's office or a CEO office, because they are really moderating the, kind of the show. With the finance kind of thing. So in the earlier session, we have seen the CFO talking about the analytics, which very clearly articulating the value of the return goods and the price and all. So those topics of conversations currently, if I use a hard word, correct, subject to correction, those are not the discussion topics in SNOP, in Indian kind of an general kind of an statement, not maybe one or two companies as such. The topics of discussions are typically only demand and supply balancing. Right. So, and there is as he said, there are two reasons. One is that we are sitting at the margin, we are a growth economy. So 20%, 25%, that means dhanda pehle aata hai. So we do that part, and that's a due respect kind of a thing. The second important part is the type of maturity, probably sooner or later. So I would say, sir, I mean, definitely we will meet you tomorrow for the sales of IBP tool, but then more than that is, I would say, the question was more in terms of the culture. Are we as a Indian pharmaceutical sector, do we have the right kind of an, I would say, a critical mass, and are we open to that culture where we can create an organization? And he has answered very well that he is already having those particular kind of an set. So definitely it has answered the question. So we are exactly dot time, Viveka, right? 8:45. We don't want to come in between your dinner and the cocktail. However, the two questions, I mean, you can imagine type of eminent personalities are here. Anyone has any specific question, we can accommodate two questions and you're all welcome to ask. Anyone?
Planning. So Vukhad and our CFO is here, Deepak, I could see him, works under certain constraints, and every industry has some constraints. We have working capital constraints, we have inventory constraints, we have our cash collection constraints. And what we're working, and we worked with, I think, ENY sometime last year, and now working with PwC. We are putting up a system where we have a constraint-based plan. It is not a unconstrained demand fulfillment. So even if demand is there, we put in our own safeguards of GC, of cash collection. Is this possible, or is the customer given cash earlier or not? Is the inventory going to build up so much, or how much inventory is there? Do we have the right working capital to fund the entire thing? These 3-4 constraints which we are trying to build into our planning system, which we are working with PwC and one company to do that. And I think we tried APO, we tried the ENY platform, we tried the Ariba platform, we tried to put everything in order. We could not find a solution which builds these things and gives us what is needed, a work hard plan rather than a general plan. So I would request if any of these people, PwC there, you are the best minds in these solutions, which we can help our team to put that forward.
Sure, sir. Sure. I mean, definitely we can take that as an pointer to discuss further on that. So with this, if there are no questions, I thank my eminent panel for making a time here, and we understand. Please give a good applause. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot to all our speakers and panelists today for sharing some very invaluable insights, which will, they told us on some of the very key imperatives for the growth journey of the pharma industry. Now, I want to request all of you to scan the QR code given on the 10 cards before you. It will help you to share your feedback with us. Your feedback is very important to us. It will help us to keep improving with every endeavor. Now, let me invite Ms. Sudakshana Ghosh back on stage to summarize today's key learnings and insights.
Thank you so much to each and every one of you for being here with us today and still being here. It's pretty much 9 p.m. So, and I do sincerely hope that the conversations that we have had here today, you found that valuable. And please do share your feedback. My thanks to IPA, and Mr. Jain for sharing his insights that truly set the tone for today's discussion, right? And then followed by, our partners on stage, PwC and AWS. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing your thoughts on the digital transformation trends and being our partners in helping our customers drive value from investments in technology. A huge thanks to Viveka for moderating the CIO-CFO panel on digital transformation. Several interesting insights came up from that panel discussion in terms of, the bigger role that process automation plays in driving higher efficiencies from pharmaceutical manufacturing processes, the importance of digitalization, and how it is enabling the field force in the industry to better engage with influencers such as doctors, physicians, healthcare service providers, and also driving better visibility and predictability into the offtake through the distributor network. Right, we spoke quite a bit also about vendors and how to drive better vendor management practices, and then followed by another interesting panel on the supply chain planning and execution aspects in the industry. For me personally, what I found a couple of things that were very interesting is in terms of the self-reflection and the absolute honesty with which we took stock of the overall technology adoption in the industry, and the fact that there is a lot to be learned, whether it is in terms of optimizing days in inventory across the value chain, looking at consumer industry, which always has been a leader in terms of technology adoption, and adopting supply chain management best practices, and even automotive industry in terms of whether it is early collaboration with vendors or in terms of driving some replenishment practices, right? So that was very interesting. It's interesting to note that, we are trying to drive better predictability in pharmaceutical value chains by installing processes or increasing the maturity of processes such as sales and operations planning. While, technology and providers such as us and companies such as PwC and AWS are there to help you. A lot depends on people and, of course, bringing in the right process changes within your organizations. And we look forward to working with you going forward in not only running as better run or best run pharma organizations, but also delivering true health outcomes for patients in India and globally. So with that, I'd like to close today's conversation. Thank you so much again for being with us here today.